GearNetwork.com.
The following is a presentation of the Gear Radio Network.
Oh, God, here we go. Crack open one.
You crack open a beer. Let's get this out of the way. You're no longer on pain meds as you drink the beer.
Okay, let me take these two.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We got to talk about New Japan. Fuck that.
You're going to have a lot more problems in New Japan. We also got to talk about NXT. And probably a bet, too. Oh, we'll talk more about that on The Wrestling Show. Welcome, everyone. This is Sleazy.
It's the Fat Man.
And welcome, everyone, to another wonderful episode. Today we have the man that is the master of the Bucks. No, I don't know how that works. Ryan Williams.
Ever.
Ryan Williams is here with us tonight.
I would have said the guy that's not a heel, Ryan Williams.
Oh, fuck yes. We will talk about that too.
Why?
Let's before we talk about NXT though, we kind of skipped a week in terms of putting over Dominion because I didn't watch it and Chip didn't watch it. This week
Ryan didn't watch it.
Ryan still didn't watch it.
Yeah, it's great.
I honestly, it's just something I've always, and it's not that I've hated New Japan. That's one product that I just can't watch just because the fans being like quiet kills me.
Right, they just sit there on their hands and then clap.
Yeah.
I would love that shit because it means that I'm not doing a shitty job, or it doesn't matter if I'm doing a shitty job because at worst they're just going to clap for me. Oh,
yeah. You're the one with the Asian. You're like, oh, ha 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 ha. Okay.
It's not.
Oh, actually, since we have I forgot to do this. Since this has been out long enough, I'm gonna look up Fuck Dave Meltzer star ratings.
Hey.
Yay! So Dominion took place on the 7th.
Okay, so you're looking at Sleazy.
Yes.
So I went back after and looked at the card at Double or Nothing, and you were right.
What? Wait, what?
Oh, have you not learned that I can admit when I'm wrong about stuff? I'm like one of the few people that on this podcast that can do that. When I said that AEW was better than, or NXT was better than anything else that happened over the past big promotions, and you said no AEW.
That was me, you fucker.
Yeah,
that wasn't Sleazy. That was me. Don't you give him credit for being right when he wasn't. That was me, you fat Canadian fuck.
Well, I do apologize. I don't know who I should apologize to there.
I fucking hate you.
Sorry, I'm just being my not a heel.
I fucking hate you so much.
What the fuck is this shit? What kind of fucking show are we running here?
A great one. It's fucking therapy,
so much.
and I love doing it every week. That's what we do.
That's true. I mean, I love this shit. So,
hey, fuck that! You found them ratings yet? You know,
yes, I did. I'm writing them down now.
he's writing them down. This is during the show, folks. Yes, this is
no more prepared than you are, fucker.
Oh, really? Who's got news and rumors up? Oh, look, they're up by tabs. I don't have to write them down. Look at that.
Because you're lazy.
Because I don't like ruining trees like you do.
Oh, don't be a fucking environmentalist. You drive a Hummer.
Drive a Camry.
Same thing. All right. Dominion opened up with a 10-man tag?
Yes.
Bullet Club versus Chaos and Tanahashi. 11 minutes and 50 seconds. Fuck, Dave Meltzer gave this 2 3/4. Brian, you love Meltzer. Oh, wait, you didn't watch it.
Ah,
No,
fantastic. It was a fantastic match. Japanese fella won, definitely did something bad. The Japanese fella, too, on the other team.
there's only one Gaijin in the entire fucking.
You nailed it.
That was the face of the match. Didn't you watch it?
Obviously not.
I gave it 3. I thought it was a good match. I thought Evil would pick up the win because I thought he needed it more, but it was Bone Soldier got the win.
Yeah, Ishimori.
Yep. But still a good match.
I mean, for a fucking 10-man. Yo, dog, I heard you like tag matches.
Not yet. Come on, next match.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Damn, gotta ruin fucking everything as always.
It was a good
What do you
match.
think of it?
It's a good match. It's a good match for a 10-man. 2.5 stars.
That's an okay match for a house show. You
Oh,
fucked
here
up
we
2
fucking
things.
go.
So, Yo Dog, I heard you like. God damn it, tag team matches. Fuck you, sleazy. LIJ versus.
You wanted to do it, so I let you do it. What the
No,
fuck you want?
I did. I fucking hate you so fucking much. Sunday, when I take all your money at poker, I'm gonna punch you in the fucking ovary. Oh my god. 11
you
minutes,
fucking
11 minutes, 31 seconds. Meltzer gave this 3 1/4. He's a overrating piece of shit. Surprisingly underwhelming for the talent involved. 2 stars?
I gave it 2.5 stars. I thought it was about the same quality as the 10-man.
I thought it was way worse. Well, star worse, but still, like,
Yeah.
this was the worst of the 2 tag matches on the show, and of course, Meltzer makes it higher because Naito's in it.
Of course he does.
Say that, you jaded fuck. How could you not have rated that match 17 stars back?
Because it's not. Okay, we're going to blow through this. IWGP, Julia Halloway, Champion. El Desperado defends against Yo. Not Yo Dog. I hope you like tag team matches. Just Yo.
Which is strange because Yo is basically a tag team wrestler.
23 minutes and 40 seconds. Fuck, Dave Meltzer gave this 4 stars. Amazingly overrated piece of shit.
Oh, yeah, 100%. This was about 13 minutes too long.
So the first 15 minutes was leg work. Was negated by the final 9 minutes. Just a waste of time. Too long, boring, and pointless. Should have had 15 minutes of high spot
Octane.
action.
High octane.
I couldn't read my handwriting. I was probably, high when I wrote this.
Shaka shocks.
High spot action instead of 24 minutes of boring leg work. Not what I want from the junior heavyweights. Plus, El Desperado tapped out to the calf killer, and the ref was like, yeah, fuck it. 2 stars.
I wasn't that brutal to it.
Oh,
I gave it 2.5 stars.
You've given every match on this show 2.5 stars?
No.
You fucker.
That's all I got. That's all I got.
Kota Ibushi versus Jeff Cobb. 14 minutes, 54 seconds. Must give this 4.5 stars.
Question.
Is this okay? Go ahead.
Why wasn't the Boosh in that fucking bacon title match?
Because fuck him.
I have a actual theory on that, which I'm going to talk about after the main event we talk about, or during the main event. But Meltzer, again, overrating piece of shit.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great match, but also thought that it was disappointing for who was in the match.
I also thought it was too long again.
Really?
Yeah.
The junior heavyweights get 25. This gets 15. Reverse that.
I disagree. I thought this could have been a quick, nice 10-minute match.
That was the wrong. I thought the wrong kid died because Ibushi won, but I have a theory why Kota won, and we'll talk about it in the main event. I literally wrote that down.
Wonderful. Yeah.
3 3/4 stars.
I gave it. Really? Seriously? I gave it 3 3/4 stars.
Yeah.
I thought that if it was a little bit more, see, Ibushi's kind of slowed down a bit. And I think him being more go against a guy like Cobb would have been a lot more impactful, and having a 10-minute match with Cobb would have made a little bit more of an impact, honestly. If that makes any sense.
That's not how New Japan runs it, though. Normally
I know.
There's a lot of time, but I'm surprised this got actually only 15 minutes. Like, I thought this was going to go at least 25, 30.
Yeah.
But.
Oh, I forgot to show you. Look what I found.
You found hair? Oh, he found his ROH Mark shirt or hat.
Yeah. Yeah, babe. Ah.
Probably found
my blow-up doll, too.
I was going to say. Okay. IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Vacant's IWGP Heavyweight Championship.
Triple threat match.
Okada versus Shingo Takagi.
Versus
36 minutes.
Wait.
And
versus
6 seconds.
Vacant.
Meltzer gave this 4.5 stars. So the theme of the show is Meltzer's an overrating piece of shit.
I mean, yes.
A couple notes on the match. Okada did a tombstone on Takagi that was very bad looking, where he hit him on the side of the neck instead of on the top of the head. Luckily, Takagi was okay. The fuck was that? Oh. Who was it? Somebody just messaged us. It was probably Chip. He's a mark. Nope. Oh, never mind. Ryan had to leave due to emergency purposes. But anyway, it was a New Japan match. 10 minutes too long, but still really good. I predicted Takagi would win. I don't think they were going to keep giving it to Okada.
Right.
Just because that. By the way, I gave the match 3.5 stars. My theory is...
I wasn't that off.
Okay, what'd you give it? 3 3/4 again?
No, 4.
Oh. Oregon piece of shit.
Yeah.
They were pretty much saying throughout the whole match between Ibushi and Cobb that, the winner of this match has really got to be like the number one contender, blah, 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 type thing. So if Kota really is the number one contender, I think he's the one that's going to beat Takagi. And you said it on the last show, or you said it in the chat, saying that, they keep giving it to mid-carders, so it's going to be easier for Omega to win that belt.
Yeah, I absolutely...
The money match is Ibushi Omega.
Oh, 100%. I just don't think they'll do it.
I think we're both going on the same lines here. I think it'll eventually be Omega versus Ibushi. But what you're saying is that Ibushi is going to beat Omega for the title?
I'm thinking that, yeah.
Okay, because I'm thinking Omega's going to beat Ibushi for the title. Because you got to make AEW look strong, bro.
Well, you will by giving Omega the title first.
Yeah, I know.
But that, I mean, at the end of the day, I think Ibushi's going to have the title when this is all over with. But I don't think... See, it's not New Japan's style to hotshot the belt as much as they've done right now.
Well, I'm surprised Ibushi lost to fucking Ospreay.
Me too.
Then Ospreay got hurt. Takagi... Well, take a look back to the last couple of years. Omega was a champion. Not Omega, I'm sorry. Okada was a champion for a long time. Right. Omega beat him. Okada won it again, right? Mm-hmm. No. Tanahashi won it again. Jay White beat him, and then Okada beat him. But anyway, and that was a hot shot within the last fucking 3 months.
Yep.
Omega held it until, what? Wrestle Kingdom?
The next year, Wrestle Kingdom.
And then Naito won. Evil beat him, question mark. Naito won it back again.
Both title reigns were kind of meh.
And then Ibushi beat him, and then Ospreay beat Ibushi, and then had to vacate it, and then Shingo Takagi won it there. They are hot-shotting it a lot more normally.
Yeah, over the last few years, yeah.
They normally don't do that. You're right. I don't know. I think New Japan's more like you said, they keep a champion, they hold it onto it. I don't know. I think Takagi, I think I'm saying this right. Takagi is he's a short-term champion either way.
I agree. I just don't know who's going to beat him.
Right.
And I think he's the perfect person for Omega to beat. Literally go over there, beat him. Haha, fuck you. Look at me, have more belts. Ha ha ha. and then you start the fall of the rise and fall of Kenny Omega, where he starts losing one belt here and then one belt here. And it's like every pay-per-view he appears on, he loses a belt, is where I'm thinking they're going to go with this. With the final one being the AEW one.
Do you think if WWE starts relations with New Japan, obviously that throws a wrench into everything.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll just have to see where it goes. I mean, I know you hate every time I say that, but I mean, we both agree Shingo's going to be a short-term champion, and we just don't know who's going to beat him. I think it's going to be Ibushi. You think it's going to be Omega.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see where it goes. We all eventually agree where it's going to be Omega Ibushi.
Somewhere.
Yes.
Somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Overall thoughts on the show, I thought it was actually kind of a disappointing show for a major pay-per-view event for New Japan.
I'm thinking because New Japan, which is so weird, because in the beginning of this pandemic, they were the ones who were really, like, I don't want to say thriving, but they were handling it better than the rest of the world. Now, where the rest of the world is near the end of this, they're really bad.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, like, they just threw this together kind of last minute and been like, okay, this isn't normally the show we want. Because they've had to cancel a bunch of shows leading up to this anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
So they just threw together a show just to give fans something, and then they'll deal with it later.
Right. And it kind of shows. It feels that way. That it was a thrown together card. But.
Okay. Yeah, it wasn't a bad show, but it wasn't up to the standards, depending on what Ryan says of New Japan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about NXT TakeOver in your house.
Okay, Doc. Docs? Doc. Is it Doc Hendricks? No, it's Doc Hendricks.
Doc Hendricks.
I thought it was Michael Hayes. Doot, doot, doot.
Doot, doot, doot. Doot, doot, doot. Doot, doot, doot. Doot, 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 doot. Okay, Meltzer star ratings are not out for it yet. That's what I was looking up, but I do got John Cannons.
Oh, good.
Okay. Match starts off with the winners take all for the NXT North American and Tag Team titles. MSK as the tag champs and Bronson Reed as the North American champ versus El Gato del Fantasma. Match went 13 minutes and 40 seconds. Kane gave us 3 3/4. I think he's an overrated piece of shit.
I gave it 3.5.
I gave it 3.
Okay.
It was shorter than I thought it would be. And you said in the chat, and I agree with you, it was kind of one-sided.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised by the finish. I thought LDF was going to win. It was still a good match. It just wasn't anything that spectacular, I thought.
I disagree in that. I thought it was a lot of action-packed stuff. There was some questionable. It was a burial, to be fair. I mean, it was absolutely a one-sided match. It made MSK and Bronson Reed look like fucking monsters, which is kind of the feeling of this entire show, was that the champions were monsters. Spoiler. But yeah, it was kind of a strange way to book it too. It just felt weird. But I liked the high-flying action. I liked all the spots that they did. It didn't tell a story that I would have normally liked in this perspective. They got...
Uh-oh, Adam Cole just pushed Joe aside. Now Joe's going after Adam Cole.
Oh, boy.
ROH. Anyway. No, but I disagree with you. I think the match was good. I just was like... My expectations were higher for it, I guess.
I mean, I get that. I just... I don't know. Well, you and I have a kind of a issue about this match in comparison to another one we're going to talk about.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
This next match, obviously.
Yeah.
Mercedes Martinez versus Xia Li. 7 minutes and 40 seconds.
19 stars, obviously.
Ken gave us 2 3/4. Think again he's an overrated piece of shit?
I 100% agree. It was a star and a half.
Wow. Okay.
The match.
Two.
No. Maybe I have more expectations, evasions. I don't know.
You definitely do.
But I feel like the match was strangely laid out once again, but it was strange to have Lee take the win to further along her undefeated streak, but immediately have Mercedes Martinez, the face, get her heat back. What?
Was Mercedes Martinez a face?
Well, it definitely wasn't Gia Lee.
I kind of think they're both heels.
Well, that's the thing. Once again, we'll talk about that later.
Okay. But like, what's the name of her little mentor?
Mei Ying.
Mei Ying. It was only to further Mei Ying than anything else. It gave Xia Li a win, but it also was to further Mei Ying. And that was the whole purpose of the match, was just to further her. Yeah,
and I guess I don't understand why they think that was a good idea. It made no sense because they put it over as like this absolute 4-year-long rivalry, and Lee's being the trying to come back from her devastating loss 4 years ago in the Cruiserweight Championship, blah, 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 blah. You know, it's like, what? And she was basically just thrown away in this.
Yep, pretty much.
Crazy.
Ladder match for vacants. $1 million championship. Cameron Grimes versus LA Knight. 19 minutes and 30 seconds. John Cannon gave us 3 3/4. Close. Gave it 3.5. I thought it was really good, but it was missing something. I don't know what it was really missing. It's missing something to really push it over the top to make it special or even memorable. The only memorable spot in that match is going to be the ladder bump at the end. And that's been done several times before. So,
well, as soon as you see it set up, you know it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's coming. So. Yeah.
It was just a question of who was going to take the bump.
Mm-hmm.
We were speculating live because for the first time in a long time, you and I both watched the pay-per-view live. And that's going to happen again next week. We were speculating whether or not one of them would win the championship and DiBiase would swerve and actually give the $1 million championship to the other person.
Yeah, because he had to unlock it.
Yeah, but that never happened. And, well, you know, LA Knight won and voila. Yeah. I liked it. I thought it was on par with the 6-man. I like the 6-man. I like the 6-man, but this was a better quality match, if that makes any sense, in terms of storyline, in terms of how it was put together better. So even though I'm giving it like a 1/4 star more, I gave it 3 3/4 stars. I really like the 6-man. Oh, Jesus Christ.
You can't rate something higher and says, but I like this match better. You fucking
Yes,
mark.
I can absolutely say that because
you're a fucking mark.
Quality-wise, it's better, but I like...
Your mark.
Okay.
Your mark.
The fuck?
NXT Women's Championship. Raquel Gonzalez versus Ember Moon.
First of all, where the fuck is Io Shirai?
In Japan fucking evil. 12 minutes and 40 seconds. Ken gave us 3 1/4. Now, this is where the debate started. Travis jumps in the chat and says, about 3 minutes into this match, this has been the best match of the night so far. This pay-per-view has been unwatchable besides this match. And to me, the first 3 minutes of this match, they were kind of both wrestling different matches against each other. Yeah. They were not meshing at all.
No.
They were sloppy. Their timing was super off. But as soon as he said that, we got into a discussion / argument. But I go, this has not been the match of the night yet because the match was still going on. It turned out to be a really, really good match.
But not at the point where he said it.
Not at the point where he said it. So Travis got lucky that it ended up being, at that moment, the best match of the night. I gave it also 3.5 stars. I like this women's match better, actually, than the ladder match, which was weird. But, yeah. That's all I can really say. They turned chicken shit into chicken salad.
I mean, they did. And Raquel Gonzalez has done a good job of improving in the ring. She's still green as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand the pairing right now with her and Dakota, unless Dakota's hurt. If Dakota's hurt, she probably wouldn't be taking bumps, which kind of
I think it's more of a mentorship. She's there to tell her to be in the. It's like a manager type thing, but she's also probably working with her at the PC, being like, "Hey,
like as a shoot thing."
What?
Like as a shoot?
Yes, more like because they were like together when she came up. Because remember last year, I think it was NXT Portland.
Yeah, she did.
Last year, she helped the so she's been with her together. So I'm thinking it's an actual shoot. She's there to mentor her.
Yeah, but I guess my problem is that from a storyline perspective, that doesn't make sense because Dakota Kai's been trying to chase that NXT Women's Championship for a long time, and now all of a sudden she's stopped because
her big muscular friend has it.
Well, yeah.
So you're telling me it's me and Brock Lesnar. I've been chasing the same thing Brock Lesnar has. He gets it. You think I'm going to turn on him?
No. I'm not saying it that way, but there was kind of an implicit, well, you go and try. And that doesn't seem like a, I don't know, face thing to do. Or heel thing to do, rather. I don't know. It feels weird to me. I'm not saying it's bad. It feels weird that she's just all of a sudden decided, you know what? I'm not into this wrestling. I'm just going to manage you.
Again, probably because she knows she can't beat her. So when she eventually loses, she'll try to go for it again.
Okay.
What'd you give it?
I think it picked up in the end, and I gave it 3 stars.
Okay. Main event time. This is where we're going to fight. Fatal 5-way for the NXT Championship. Karrion Kross, a heel. Versus Kyle O'Reilly.
A face.
Versus Adam Cole.
A heel.
Versus Johnny Gargano.
Heel.
Versus Pete Dunne.
A heel.
No. Good guys wear white.
Good guys who don't like to shit in their fucking skivvies don't wear white.
26 minutes and 15 seconds. Canton gave this 4.25.
What the fuck?
I agree.
What the fuck, you guys? Jesus Christ.
Controlled chaos. Great match. We all knew Karrion was going to win. I just thought Dunn was going to take the fall, but O'Reilly did, which kind of makes sense. He's the only face in the match. And it kind of made it out so we're like, O'Reilly almost had Cole beat, and then Karrion Kross
killed him
out of nowhere. So it makes O'Reilly kind of look good in defeat. So
does it though?
Yes.
Does it though?
Yes. Did you rewatch this match?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. I had to because we were in an argument with Travis.
Yes, you are correct. And actually, I have to agree with you guys now. I am 100% in agreement with you guys. It was a lot better match than I had originally had complained about. Although I will say my points are still valid in the fact that you have one face, 4 heels, and a dominant champion just destroying everyone.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a weird way to book that. But as long as he's a face, it's fine.
I was going to say, but Karrion Kross isn't a heel.
Okay, so here we've kind of alluded to this multiple times. But basically, Travis, you got in on, but I started really hammering him.
I was actually talking to Ryan on the side because Ryan messaged me, go, oh boy, here we go.
Yeah.
As soon as Travis showed up in the chat, Ryan goes, oh boy, here we go. And I was kind of being calm at first. I took my last Vicodin, was kind of feeling mellow, and then I turned.
I fucking let him have it from number 1, though.
So it started when he said that the women's match was the worst, or the he started when I said this is unwatchable. I'm like, I thought I don't want to say unwatchable. I say disappointing, but okay, sure. Because it was started not like the 6-way was good. The two matches or the women's match after that was meh.
Right.
So, I mean, it wasn't to a standard of normal takeovers.
I will agree with that.
Watchable, but it's still a watchable show.
It was a decent show. It was better than New Japan.
Yeah. So, and then he just started off saying like, Karrion Kross isn't a heel. Or you said something about there's 4 heels and a face.
Yes.
And you go, and he goes, is it really though? Karrion Kross isn't a heel. And I'm like, say what now?
And then I just start digging it. I mean, like, yeah, because Hot Blonde's valets mean fucking face, right?
I go, and then you were all saying like, name me a, like, I just got confused. Like,
remind me the last time a Hot Blonde was a face manager. Was what started all this. Well,
and then he didn't answer the question and said, when's the last time that a hot blonde manager drew heat like a heel, is what he said.
Karrion Kross. Well, the other thing was that he said he's just a dude that beats people and is pretty dominant. He needs a mouthpiece to be a decent heel, I think. What the fuck is Scarlett? She's literally spent weeks putting him over as this monster fucking jiu-jitsu heel.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, so much so that he's made almost the other heels.
Stop it!
What the fuck?
My cat just keeps digging in the litter pan. He's not taking a shit. He's not taking a piss. He's just digging out the fucking litter box. But doing that's like fucking 3 minutes. Every time we change the fucking litter. Every time he does this.
That's phenomenal.
Like, as soon as we change the litter, he goes in there and starts digging. He's an asshole.
He is jackass.
Anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, I mean, that's exactly what Scarlett's been doing since they debuted. And his last thing was the last time Hot Blonde was a face manager was Stacy Keibler. When was that again? Nearly 20 years ago?
2004.
Okay, so 17. And it got really fucking heated. It got to the point where at one point I was sending him WWE writer jobs.
No, because I went and I said, he said, it's not on the talent, it's on the creative because they don't care about who's a heel or a face. And I said, well, maybe you should go write for WWE because you know everything.
And then I sent him a fucking WWE writer job.
And he's like, well, I don't want to go there. They don't care about writing. And I go, well, that's why you should take the job, Travis. So you and Mr. Know-It-All can, write about, change that. So, well, I don't understand why it went from me knowing everything. I'm like, because that's how you come across. Come across as, we don't know anything, we're stupid, and you're always right. That's how it comes across.
It's always the same with him. It is.
And if you make a point, he'll either be like, okay, you got me on that, but it's wrong because of this.
Right.
Which one can it be? Do we got you on it or is it wrong?
One of these days, I just want to be able to share our chats to the wrestling show universe, our multitude of fan, and see some of the conversations we have in that chat because it's fucking hilarious. It really is, because we can get so heated about just the most mundane of shit. This was one of those nights where we were just having it out. And one of the greatest things about our show and having all these people on it, whether it's Ryan, whether it's Travis, Brandon, or Chip, is having these differences of opinions because of the different philosophies. However, Travis takes it way too far because he plays I was a promoter for a few years and drew more than 200 people at one show, maybe.
So therefore, I know more than you guys.
Exactly. Never mind the fact I've been in the business for 7 years. I've been doing a lot of the back end stuff as well as front end stuff. Fat Man, you've been, doing all sorts of shit for years as well. Mm-hmm. Ryan,
Ryan was a talent. I've been I book shows.
Yeah, so it's not like we don't know shit.
Right.
And it pisses me off every time he plays that card.
Chip's a mark. He can get away with him. Brandon, I think, was in the business for a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
So the only person that really has not been in the business in our chat has been Chip.
And to be fair, Chip intentionally brings a different flavor to the show because he was in theater. And he's bringing a theater aspect to this.
And he's a mark.
And he's also a mark. And he's also a mark. But
Kushida is wearing Time Splitter trunks.
Nice.
And Kyle O'Reilly is at ringside.
We need this to happen. We need this fucking happen. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Because somebody named Trey Baxter did the open challenge. The match is going on right now. Sorry, NXT spoilers for people who are going to listen to Saturday.
Spoilers for a show that's happened 6 days after we've recorded.
Yeah, but I just no. But back to the topic at hand. No, it makes us mad because he thinks that yes, does Travis work hard to book a show? Yes, he does. I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm not saying he doesn't know anything. But there comes a point to where, listen, you're a promoter. We got it. Mm-hmm. But what works in your little island with the same crowd every week or every show, probably the same crowd every show, same people, think is going to work on a national level with WWE. They know what they're talking about more than you do. As much as everyone bashes WWE right now, it's like, oh, WWE is in such a funk right now. Oh, their creative's terrible. Their creative may be terrible, but they're the most profitable it's ever been. Yeah. So
it's ridiculous.
So I don't. Oh, their ratings are down. Everyone's ratings are down. Well, their creative sucks. So does everyone else's. Not AEW's. Fuck you. I'm not going to get into that.
Well, did you hear about Ross Sapp talking about it?
No.
Well, he said, well, remember all those fans that said they're going to take him and another guy is going to stop watching Raw? Well, 4 years ago, WWE was making 3.4 million viewers. Now they're down to 1.4. See?
Well,
like there wasn't a
4 years ago, WWE didn't have 3 separate billion-dollar rights deals.
Yeah.
With these ratings that are down, 50% now?
It's fucking ridiculous.
Ratings don't... How many times do I say in the show, I want a new shirt. Ratings don't matter. Because they do not matter. Ratings do not matter anymore. If people think so, they're fucking dumb. Well, demographics don't matter either. I don't care what fucking... To advertisers, they don't matter anymore. There's so much shit that they can get through streaming services, YouTube. They're still going to get advertisers no matter what.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the thing is that ad spend's down across the board anyway, because everybody got fucked when it came to the last year and live events being canceled and shit.
Yeah.
WWE was really the only live event that stayed active the entire time, didn't miss any time. So it's like they're going to be... This should tell advertiser, if nothing else, that they're a good buy. So,
and I don't get it. I do not get it. It's just anti-WWE people bashing WWE just to bash WWE without knowing fucking anything. So you call them stupid, and then they fucking report you on Facebook because that's what they do. Because they're a bunch of bitches who don't know fucking jack shit. And they're Trump supporters, Republicans, don't know fucking garbage. They're fucking idiots.
To be fair, they
should go die a quick and painful death.
Quick and okay, I'll let it go. But there are people on the other side of that fence that shit on AEW no matter what because they're WWE whores. Oh, look at the retirement community of AEW. Oh, look, they signed another former WWE guy. I wonder if he's going to get a title and then get buried in the mid-card again.
There was something that somebody posted. I think it was a Close Fist posted something about Joe coming to NXT. And everyone's like, oh, man, I really want to see him go to AEW. I'm like, why? And they're like, what do you mean, why? Like, he's going to have a match with Cody Rhodes, lose, and then be doing nothing for 6 months.
Really?
And they're like, you're stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, name me one. they started off with Jericho as a champ, then Moxley. Then they went to fucking Omega. But now it's been the people who are winning matches are the Young Bucks, Cody, and Omega.
That's it. They're not getting talent over. And to be fair, they're grabbing a lot of great talent.
Yes, they're grabbing a lot of great talent. Yes, you can say Rusev is a TNT champ. Okay, cool. I mean,
here's the main
that's his. Do you think that's? I think that's right now. That's his ceiling. He's not going to go any higher.
I think they need to work on him to be higher. I think a lot of talent needs to be worked on. Oh yeah,
absolutely.
But that's
and I'm not trying to bash AEW. I'm just saying right now, if you said a year ago or right before the pandemic that Joe got fired and he's could possibly go to AEW, I would have been all for it. Now I'm like, now they're just grabbing talent just to grab talent. They're becoming what they hated the most. They're becoming WWE, grabbing talent just to grab them.
Yeah.
Yes, they're going to have a YouTube show. They're going to have another show on TBS or TNT or whatever network is going to be on. And yes, they'll have 3 shows. They can spread this talent out.
4 now, actually. It's 4. You got AEW Dark Elevation, you have AEW Dark, then you have Dynamite, and then you have the other one that's on TNT on Fridays.
That's the Elevation one, isn't it?
I thought that was another show.
No. I thought that's the one that's going to be going.
No, I got to fucking...
No, you might be right. I just think that was the other one. But anyway, yes, they can spread all that talent out, but the talent that's on Dark rarely is on Dynamite.
Right.
So what... Dynamite's going to be their priority. So... Yes, will they'll talent eventually move up? Probably. They have to. But right now, it's just a waste, man.
I would agree. I mean, I really do agree with that. I just feel like that they're... I will say this, that they're making long-term investments in that respect, but they still have to do the work of putting them up.
Yeah, just because you signed a guy named Samoa Joe doesn't necessarily mean that... Oh, look, I got Joe here. Okay, he's in a feud with Cody Rhodes. He's going to have an okay match with Cody Rhodes because it's fucking Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is going to beat him somehow, and then Joe's going to disappear for 6 months.
Right. And the 4th show is AEW Rampage.
Rampage.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that starts August 13th. It's a Friday at 10 p.m.
Okay.
Ooh. I didn't realize it was that late.
It's dead spot.
Yeah, it's a pretty dead spot.
It's a spot for TV.
But more likely than not, I would watch it.
I was gonna say, hey, I mean, it gets talent TV exposure, even if it's minimal. It gives talent to be able to work in front of a crowd, which is awesome.
It allows them to build talent, is what
allows them to build talent. Yeah, which is what we were just talking about. So, Great, I love it. So, but I don't know how we went from talking to NXT to fucking AEW, but overall thoughts on the show, it was a disappointing takeover, but still good.
100% agree.
We'll be right back after this. Okay, it took us about an hour. We got time for news and rumors?
Quickly. Davey Richards signed a brand new deal with MLW.
Doesn't surprise me.
It's going to... So there was always a big question mark of whether or not he was going to sign to one of the major brands because he's still working on his paramedic stuff. Honestly, I'm just glad to see him back in a wrestling ring. He belongs there.
Me too.
Obviously, we're kind of looking at this now, but NXT, they're going to shake things up, so to speak. They are getting rid of William Regal, and now we have Joe.
I don't know if they're getting rid of William Regal because he's been on the show at least twice.
Well,
so maybe has a. I don't know. I don't have subtitles on NXT, but Joe and Regal have been together, so maybe it's like a co-GM type thing.
Maybe. I can tell you this, that when NXT In Your House went off the air, they said it's time for a change.
Yeah,
that's what happened there.
Yep.
So obviously we've had a bunch of talents released. Do you know what the number is that they've released since the start of the pandemic for WWE?
Oh, since the start of the pandemic. Woo! Upwards of 50.
It's officially 61 talent And that includes office staff, producers, and obviously wrestlers.
We talked about this last show about them possibly selling the company, which is not going to happen.
No way. If they're going to sell it to anyone, it's going to be Universal, but that's even a big ask.
Yep.
I think there would be so much contingency on the sale that they wouldn't do it.
Right.
But the sheer amount of WWE stars going to AEW will shock you. Everrise, a.k.a. 3.0, has signed a brand new contract. I just wanted to get that bit in. I wonder how they think about women's wrestling. So supposedly, the next time WWE will hold an event in Saudi Arabia is November. They have not. Makes sense. They have not officially announced a date, but they are looking at possibly November. We've kind of talked about this before. They've already told performers in NXT to make sure you get vaccinated now.
Yep.
Which I wonder why, if that was how Braun and Drake got released. But there's a sense that the main rosters also has that edict. There are actually, the main roster is now touring, starting July-ish, I want to say. And they're coming
their first event, I think, is in Houston for a SmackDown.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. They've got a show.
I'm sorry to keep interrupting.
Oh, it's okay.
I think it's the Friday before Money in the Bank. Because I think Money in the Bank is in like Fort Worth, Texas.
I think so, yeah. So let me see here. Let me run down.
And then Raw's going to be in Dallas or something like that.
Okay, so the first one is going to be Friday Night SmackDown in Houston. That's the 16th. And then Money in the Bank is in Fort Worth.
Yep.
Then Dallas. Mm-hmm. Then Cleveland. Who the fuck goes to Cleveland?
I don't know.
Pittsburgh, Louisville, and then obviously the big show in Las Vegas. There are more events out there. They listed a bunch of towns, but they haven't actually.
And you notice that those places are mostly Republican-run states that lifted restrictions.
Yeah.
Now today, in New York State, the governor has lifted all restrictions for COVID-19.
Except public transit, and concerning for me, because it means I still have to have them, school districts.
I literally just read an article saying that he lifted literally everything.
He lifted everything but that.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Trust me, I've been waiting.
Fuck the news then.
Really? Fake news. Imagine that. But yeah, so you're going to see a lot more touring. It's pretty much a guarantee that they are going to run the AEW is going to run the September 30th show. Mm-hmm. Josh has pretty much said, not only are we running the pastime, but we're also going to run Binghamton as well. So sweet. Awesome. We might actually have some wrestling in this.
Which still won't be able to make.
Yeah, well, whatever at this point.
I'm sad, though. I wanted to go to that show, but...
Yeah, well, yeah.
Boyfriend duties await.
Yeah, welcome to the club. Walter became the most impressive and dominant champion in the history of WWE by passing the 800-day mark. He's not only become one of the longest reigning champions in the history of the company, but he's obviously become the face of NXT UK. Where do you see Walter going from here?
Nowhere. He'll cross over with NXT. Once he loses the title, I don't even see him going to a main roster spot. I really don't. I think he wants to stay in Europe.
I 100% agree. I don't think he's going anyplace else. And that would be a fucking shame, because that man would destroy the entire roster.
Yep.
I would just love to watch. I would watch weeklies just to watch him chop people. And that's a shoot. I would absolutely. Mm-hmm. I would go back and watch Walter matches just to see him chop people.
Yep.
Darren Young.
Oh God.
Has officially signed with New Japan Pro Wrestling.
What?
Yeah. I don't know what to say about that.
Is he gonna be like a commentator or the actual wrestler?
Supposedly as a wrestler.
Wow.
It's an exclusive contract with New Japan. He was wrestling on the Indies. He made a debut for NWA in March. In fact, the show that you guys were fucking reviewing last week, he was on the show and lost to JTG. So it's like, okay.
That wasn't Darren Young.
Supposedly was. Fred
That wasn't
Rosser?
Darren Young.
It was Fred Rosser, right? He was working under his real name.
Was that Darren Young? You look nothing like Darren Young.
He doesn't look like Darren Young anymore. I will say that.
That. Oh my God, it is.
Surprise!
Did not know that was Darren Young.
And now he's.
I feel racist.
Where's Ryan when you need him?
Okay then.
So on that note, I'll let you marinate in that for a second. So you know that dude named Nick Gage, right?
By the way, fuck Nick Gage.
Somebody watched a particular documentary.
Sure did.
Boy. Yeah. So Nick Gage.
Did he get arrested again? Please tell me he got arrested again. Fuck.
No, but you'll love him after this. Ready? Nick Gage was at a show, main event. He gets attacked. A guy in a dark hood. Everyone thought it was John Moxley. Because, you know, Mark's gonna mark.
I already know what it is.
It's Matt Cardona.
Zack fucking Ryder.
Zack Ryder is doing GCW. And most importantly, they have signed the official match. And they're doing a fucking death match.
Don't care.
But the key thing about this was that apparently he was doing this. Zack was doing a podcast or some shit. Nick Gage interrupted him through it. And they did a brawl segment, right? Except they forgot to tell the police officers that were around them that it was a fucking work. You fucking idiots.
So Nick Gage did get arrested.
He almost did before somebody smartened up the cops. But yes. You fucking idiots. This is kind of an side thing. Gangrel's got a new podcast, I guess, and it's called
Fuck Nick Gage.
It's called Fangin' and Bangin' with Gangrel. I just love saying fanging and banging with Gangrel. I love it. He's applied for a trademark for it. It's wonderful. A recent change in newer WWE contracts is verbiage around autograph signings.
Fuck Nick Gage.
Are you done?
No.
Get one more in, please.
Go ahead.
No.
New contracts. New contracts upon signing.
Around autograph signings once the talent has left the company. Reports fuck Dave Meltzer. While wrestlers are obviously not allowed to use their trademark name or moniker for any other events or appearances, there is now dialogue that states these talent are no longer allowed to sign any memorabilia using their WWE names.
I call bullshit.
Even after 90-day non-compete clause expires.
I call bullshit.
Well, here's the thing. And we talk about legal shit all the time on here. How enforceable that is going to be fucking impossible. You can't fucking do that. So
you can get a picture of the Undertaker. Just say Undertaker isn't part of WWE. He can sign a picture of Undertaker, sign it Mark Calloway, and they're good.
You can also sign it as the Undertaker. Go fuck WWE. That's the thing, is that you can put that kind of verbiage in any contract. Whether or not it's enforceable is going to be a whole nother fucking.
I don't think it's true. I 100% do not think it's true. I think it's Meltzer being a fucking dickhead, making shit up as always.
That's par for the course for Meltzer, so I wouldn't be surprised. We already know that Samoa Joe appeared because he was at the Performance Center tonight. Yep. So I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago about AEW. A Forbes article was recently released revealing AEW's financials.
Okay. So here we go.
Noteworthy items related to the financial side of promotion were released, including AEW's contract with Warner Media. them airing Dynamite on Thursdays is worth $175 million over 4 years. They're getting paid $175 million over the 4 years to do this. Additionally, additional funds to start up AEW was made by Tony Khan's father, obviously, because Daddy likes handouts. But how much do you think he contributed to the startup?
All of it.
Yeah, but money-wise, number.
$20 million.
$100 million.
God damn.
Yes. Obviously, the father didn't think the investment was a good idea, but told Tony that he was going to be leaving him and his sister a lot of money and suggested they blow some of it while I'm alive.
I doubt that's true, too.
That was straight out of the Forbes article, which I thought was hilarious.
Which I seriously doubt is fucking Meltzer giving them a fucking quote. So it was $175 million. And the startup cost was $100 million, but that's over 4 years. So therefore, they still haven't made any money.
Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. The Dynamite contract was extended in 2020 and last till the end of 2023. So they're locked in until 2023. And the last bit of news is one you'll love. Tony Khan stated that the wrestling division would have been profitable this year had they not invested 8 figures into video game development, which is why the company lost money this year.
Over $1 billion?
$10 million plus is what he's claiming. Now, keep in mind that
even if you take that out, they're still not making money because that contract is over 4 years, not over 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
So they're still not making money.
Oh, I 100% agree. And I want to point out that this
I love how he didn't say because we didn't have touring. It's because we wanted to make a video game.
Yeah, right? Right? So I wanted to point out before we speculate further, this had nothing to do with Meltzer because the guy who created the Forbes article directly talked to Tony Khan. So I went back and looked at...
I doubt Tony Khan even said that. He probably said it jokingly.
He might have.
Just ran with it.
He might have, but I'm just saying that...
I don't think Tony Khan seems like a good guy. He really does. As much as I call him a money mark, he seems like a good guy. He knows the business. He's a historian. He loves the business. For him to say, well, spend my money before I die, seems kind of like a fucking Bond villain saying that to their kids. Like, it's stupid.
I 100% agree. But... you don't know the relationship that they have with each other. So it could be just a jest joke, and he might be repeating it because he thought it was funny too.
Yeah.
But the reality is that this was not something fed by Meltzer to this Forbes guy, is what I wanted to point out.
Well, fuck Dave Meltzer anyway.
Fuck him. Fuck him. But yeah, the actual Forbes article is actually a pretty interesting read. But I love the financials and his stuff about that. Moxley and Renee Young, congratulations to a baby girl.
Oh, baby girl.
Little baby girl. So remember that tag team Heavy Machinery? Yeah, me neither. Do you remember the other guy other than Otis who's now in a tag team with another random person?
No.
Yeah, me neither. But the other person that he was originally with is now doing jiu-jitsu and wants to be on the next Bloodsport wrestling show.
So, Sleazy, Dakota Kai's not hurt. She's wrestling on NXT.
Wonderful. So that makes even less sense. And lastly that I have here, which is kind of a downer to end this on, we know who Don West is. Apparently, he has been diagnosed with a brain lymphoma.
Oh, no.
So, I don't know what... He says he's doing chemotherapy right now. He's hoping that he can get back to what he's doing now, but that's not a great diagnosis, but we're wishing him well. And hopefully we'll hear more from him soon.
Oh, my God, it's Casey Catanzaro.
Well done.
Oh, I love her entrance where she climbs the pole.
You're just...
But anyway.
You and your love for strippers, man.
No, it's just short people, short women.
Crawling up holes? Yeah.
Yeah. But no, Don West. No, he's for one of the really. If you don't know who Don West is, he best known for probably being a commentator for TNA. But he was so much more than that. He was a marketing genius.
Yes.
And for him, his genius, his brain failing him is just tragic.
Yeah.
So best wishes do go out to Don West.
So one last thing I wanted to do before we ended the show. I was trying to figure out something cool to do for every week because we're on every week now. So I figured it'd be nice to do a little trivia question. And we'll say the trivia question now, and then we'll give the answer next week. So hopefully Fat Man won't ruin it by saying
7.
God damn it.
The answer is always 7.
I thought the answer is always 42.
No, 7.
Okay, well, I'll let it go. So this week's trivia question brought to you by thequiz.com. I don't know. A random Google shit. How many times, to work with NXT tonight, how many times has Samoa Joe been U.S. champ? How many times has Samoa Joe been U.S. champ? Put your comments down here on the Facebook page or wherever you get your podcast shit. I don't know what you're talking about anymore. But like all that fun stuff on Spotify and iTunes and Spreaker and all that shit. You can find us on all that shit. You can also find us at thegearnetwork.com. I am at TWS Sleazy.
TWS Fat Man.
And the show is at Sleazy Fat Man on Twitter. Facebook, facebook.com/SleazyFatMan. Ryan's not here, but we will put him over anyway. On Twitter, he's RyanBuck85. You can also find us on Instagram at SleazyFatMan. And I think that's it, right? Anything else? Cool. So for Sleazy,
For the Fat Man.
this is The Wrestling Show. Thank you guys so much for listening. Peace.
Fuck Kenny Omega, fuck Nick Gage, and fuck Dave Meltzer.
This ending is just going to get longer and longer and longer.
I'm a truth that you seem to run from. I'm an army of one. I'm a clip in your gun. I'm the pain in the game. The bloodshed in your name. When there's nothing to gain, I'm the world gone sad.
The preceding presentation has been brought to you by the Gear Network.